A couple of days ago, I made a video predicting the outcome of the series between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets. In that video, I predicted that Milwaukee would win this series in 7 against a team with a healthy James Harden, who's only played a minute in this series so far. In that video, I said that both of these teams had a big problem in their systems that they needed to fix in order to win. For Brooklyn, I said that they needed to do a better job of closing out defensive possessions with rebounds because they really struggled in that first round, even though Boston didn't really capitalize on them. And for Milwaukee, I said that they needed to not give Brooklyn open threes because that was one of their big problems in their systems, even throughout prior years, where for some reason they would just let other teams get open threes. And in the regular season, it would work for them most of the time because they would go against bottom tier teams a lot. So they wouldn't really make them pay for it. But against a team with so much good shooters like Brooklyn, I mean, there's no way of that working, and we saw it tonight. I mean, they ran a drop coverage for some reason. For the people that don't know what a drop coverage is, it's basically when the other team screens, the help defender goes back to the paint, which basically allows the guy that is moving around the screen to just pull up, get an open shot. And for some reason, they were running that against the likes of KD, Kyrie, Joe Harris, for whatever reason. Mike Budenholzer, first game runs Jeff Teague, and for like what 10 minutes, and he does horribly. And for some reason, he goes back to him again. In 6 minutes, he was minus 16. In 6 minutes, minus 16. On offense, the Bucks. For some reason, we got Giannis pulling up for transition threes. Chris Middleton basically has to be their main shot creator. I mean, I've never seen him take this much shots in 2 games. In 2 games, he has 43 shots, and he's only made 13. But for some reason, Giannis is just sitting up there on the 3 point line, and Chris Middleton is forced to create the offense. Brook Lopez is being guarded by Kevin Durant, sometimes Joe Harris, but for some reason again, they are not giving him the ball enough. And whenever he gets the ball, he does good things, but they just don't give him the ball enough. Uh, Milwaukee needs to change a lot of things. Um, I thought that throughout the years of the couple of years that Mike Budenholzer was with the Bucks, I thought that maybe he would learn from his mistakes. A couple of years ago against the Raptors, Fred VanVleet caught fire in that series, and because of the open shots that the Bucks gave the Raptors, and the Raptors ended up making a comeback from down 2-0. Last year again against Miami, Miami got open shots. They were able to destroy the Bucks. In this series, same thing against Miami in the first round this year. Miami shot horribly. Jimmy Butler was bad. Bam Adebayo was bad, and that is in big part due to their defense. But Miami still got open shots, and you can't give open shots to a team like Brooklyn. In this game, Brooklyn shot 21 from 42 from three. If Brooklyn makes 21 threes, you don't have a chance of winning a game. And they just let them get open shots over and over again. And they have to make some changes. I'm not gonna say the series is over yet, but Milwaukee is at a really big risk of getting swept because in 2 games Mike Budenholzer has made a single change. He's reverted back to the system where he plays Giannis limited minutes in the playoffs. Like he's your best player, play him 40 minutes, but no, he limits him to 31, 32. So he has to make changes, and if he can't make changes throughout the next 2 games, he's gone, and he will be gone the first day that they get eliminated from the playoffs. I had very high hopes for the series because I mean they're the two best teams out east in my opinion, because Philly right now, with Joel Embiid, n- we have concerns over his health. I really thought that these two teams, the winner of this series, would go to the finals, and it looks like it will be Brooklyn. But I really thought that the Bucks would put up a much better fight, and that they would do a better effort on defense and on offense. But it hasn't been the case so far. So I guess we'll have to see what they do the next game. They have 2 days break this time between the games, so they have a day to relax, watch footage, and then they really have to come up with a better game plan, or else their series is done. Do you think Milwaukee's capable of making a comeback? Personally, I don't think so because they really haven't shown any signs of anything good. I mean, last game they were bad from three. Some people said, "Oh, they will never shoot this bad." Well, they shot worse this time, and they played bad defense. So unless Coach Bud magically happens to flick a switch in his head and is like, "Oh, I need to do this," they will just keep on doing the same mistakes, making the same mistakes, and they will keep on losing. But if you think that they're capable of it, tell me in the comment section and give me your new predictions on the series, because I don't think anyone except for some Nets fans thought that the Bucks would be at a threat for a 4-0 sweep.